People think it just appears at the grocery store.
Right.
I think. And if people
Russ Testa is a trained personal chef who is a fan of cooking with locally grown produce. When it became more difficult for him to get what he needed to create his recipes, he joined the Montgomery County New Farmer Project and started his own farm. That was in 2014.
It's the garlic scape. So it's when the garlic starts to form seeds, you cut that off because then it'll make the garlic bulbs bigger.
Fast forward to today, and Testa has jumped on the meal kit bandwagon using the items he raises on his farm. His business, Your Chef's Table, pairs two of his passions, cooking and farming.
I always had this vision of doing kind of meal kits, ways that were ready for people to have people to cook, because I think people are busy. They need to have everything because everything's ready for them. Everything's kind of designed for them. And so it's an easy way for people to get good, nutritious, local stuff, local foods without having to really worry about all the details.
I'm color coding them. So the different kits, we do a different colored dot on the box.
Your Chef's Table started distributing meal kits last fall.
And then this makes a quesadillas, so either make it 4 of them folded over or 2 flat ones that are like 8-inch.
The business has grown steadily.
Thank you.
The vegetables are fresh, and you know, it kind of goes good with planning the meal for the day.
Testa says today they sell about 50 kits per month.
And we also do meal kits as well. The other thing we do is we do ready-to-make meals with all our things that comes with the recipe and all the ingredients.
Every Thursday, you can visit his farm and pick up a meal, and they also sell at other various farmers markets in the county.
Strawberries!
Most of his customers learn about his meal kits by word of mouth, something he finds very rewarding.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good one.
It's been quite enjoyable. Particularly, we started this Tacoma Park Elementary School market, as well as some of our other local things we've been doing. And that when parents come and say, hey, I got my kids to eat vegetables.
I'm going to pick 1 carrot because I like carrots.
You like carrots?
I got my husband to eat vegetables.
What is this?
That's
Onion.
shallots. Shallots and green garlic.
You smell that.
How do you like your
I can smell
This
that.
is what I'm saying.
It's been kind of a really fun piece of it. At the same time, our recipes are not so complex that, it's going to take you 5 hours to make a meal for 2. Get a meal kit that's like an hour and a half, maybe max of cooking, including preparation, and sometimes even less than that. It's simple, clean, and able to get that really out there on the plate. We got some meal kits, and then we got asparagus. We have broccoli and cabbage new this week.
Broccoli and cabbage new. Yeah. Okay, cool.
They really are happy to be able to like this, as they know they're going to make it, because it's also been picked like usually the day before. Like we picked everything we're packing now was picked yesterday.
You guys grow the beets here?
Yep.
Oh yeah, we picked those yesterday too.
Look at these beautiful beets. Who doesn't want to eat this?
They don't have to go home and immediately cook it. They can actually wait even 2 or 3 days before they have to cook it, because it's all been cooked fresh. The meats we do, if we raise our own chickens here on the property as well. We've got everything comes either frozen or refrigerated, so it's ready to last 2 or 3 days before they have to cook it. So there's that kind of flexibility in it as well.
Testa also creates each of the recipes for the meal kits. On our visit to the farm, Russ and his crew were boxing one of the week's offerings.
We're going to talk about this cheeseburger roulade with a kale salad.
So we're making a cheeseburger roulade, so it's a play on the idea of a cheeseburger, but you use, instead of a bun, you use a burrito. And what you'll do is you'll take your burrito, you'll put a little ketchup and mustard sauce, so you let people know in advance what they need. And so they'll do with a tortilla, they'll do an 8-inch large tortilla, which we provide as well.
I'm going to try this recipe that actually looks like it might not be too tough, but it's all fresh, and I'm really excited to give it to my family.
And so they'll put it all together, kind of layer it up with chard or collards, and then we'll have the ground beef along with some radishes. So you basically are sauteing your radishes with your ground beef to give you a little more vegetable in there, as well as the tomatoes. And then you put the layer of that, and then you put a layer of cheese, and then you roll it up.
Okay, they have a little olive oil on top now, and they're ready to go in the oven for 20 minutes.
And then put it in the oven. And so it's a way of doing a lower carb kind of cheeseburger. But then it'll come also with a kale salad. So it's a good way a fun way of kind of doing kind of a play on cheeseburger without all the buns and such.
Very tasty.
Just a lot of good flavors together.
So, does Russ Testa envision competing with companies like Blue Apron and Plated? Not at all. He's more than satisfied serving Montgomery County.
We really are wanting to have people have local food sheds. We want people to eat as local as possible. And so we don't take our markets to Baltimore. We've been invited to go to places like that. But we want to stay here, so we have all of our markets are in Montgomery County. We want to try to stay that way as long as we can. Just from a point of view of we really want it to be as close as possible. We don't want to have to drive to the markets 2 or 3 hours to get there as well. So it gets everything close for us, and for us that's a real importance. And there's a little more, I think Montgomery County has a little more of a kind of a food culture that's developing as well, and the desire was local. So that's been, I think, a helpful thing for us to help to play on and try to satisfy that part of the market as well.
I've got broccoli, I've got asparagus, I've got the most beautiful strawberries I've ever seen, and tomato and fresh eggs. What could be better?
Nice.
And I'm gonna grill me some garlic and onion.
I love it. I mean, it's great. It's great to see people, their smiles on their face. You know, I think they're thinking about what they're going to make with it. And I think food always gives people good memories. I mean, I think when you have good food, we have often good memories with our food.
Yeah. Eat well. Oh, I shall.
To find out where you can find one of the tasty meal kits from Your Chef's Table, visit their website at yourchefstable.net.